If you could see your life 10 years from now, how would you feel? Have you ever really thought about it? Because your life and your future are shaped by your habits. Every decision you make, every action you take, and every result you experience is a reflection of the habits you've built over time. And in this video, we reveal 5 key ways to destroy bad habits before they destroy your future and start controlling your life. Habits that drain your energy, steal your time, and slowly push you in the wrong direction. Most of them started with small choices, tiny moments of overindulgence. But over time, they wired themselves into your mind, became part of your identity, and turned into patterns that now feel hard to break. Have you ever asked yourself, this is not the life I wanted, so how did I end up here? The answer is simple. The habits you repeat without thinking and never try to replace. Because the real goal is not just quitting a bad habit. The real goal is to rewire your brain and replace bad patterns with better ones. And these 5 methods are not quick fixes. They are long-term strategies to rebuild your mental wiring, change your behavior, and ultimately change your future. Because your habits decide where your life ends up. So let's start rebuilding your future. Here is the first step. Most people try to change a bad habit by fighting the habit itself. But the real solution goes deeper. You must understand what triggers your behavior, because behavior is only the surface. Every habit is connected to a deeper emotion. Think about the habits you struggle with the most: procrastination, unhealthy eating, wasting time, or avoiding responsibilities. Ask yourself honestly, why am I really doing this? And when you answer honestly, you start finding the real cause. Because most bad habits are actually responses to something deeper: stress, exhaustion, insecurity, or fear. These emotions silently control behavior. The moment you recognize the feeling behind the habit, you take the first step: awareness. For example, if stress pushes you toward unhealthy food, you can replace that reaction with walking, running, or even dancing. So instead of feeding the bad habit, you calm the trigger in a healthier way. Because if you don't create a replacement, your mind will resist change. And every time you catch yourself before repeating the habit and choose a better response, you grow stronger and build new wiring in your brain. So every time you offer yourself a better choice, be proud of yourself. The second way to break bad habits is to change your environment, because bad behaviors are heavily shaped by what surrounds you. Your environment is not just your physical space, but also the people you interact with and everything you are exposed to every day. All of these shape your habits. Many people believe bad habits are only about willpower. They think if they try harder, they'll change. But willpower is weak when your environment constantly pulls you back into the same behavior. As long as the same surroundings and the same influences keep reinforcing your bad habits, you will keep falling into the same cycle. So think carefully. What in your environment pushes you toward the habits you want to quit? Again, the first step is awareness. Which places, which objects, which situations, or which people trigger your bad habits? Once you recognize the signals, you can start changing your space, because your environment either works for you or against you. So, design your environment in a way that bad habits become harder to perform. When effort is required, your mind naturally resists the behavior. For example, if junk food at home tempts you, stop keeping it in the house. Make eating it require effort, like going outside to buy it. Or if watching too much TV wastes your time, unplug it after watching, so turning it on again requires extra effort. Small environmental changes create big behavioral shifts. Remove the triggers of bad habits and replace them with better cues. Put a book on the couch where you usually sit to watch TV, so when you sit down, the book is easier to reach than turning the TV back on. Because the mind always chooses the easiest path. And if alarms don't wake you up, place your phone in another room so you must get out of bed to turn it off. But your environment is not only about objects or places. It is also about the people around you. Whether you notice it or not, your habits are shaped by the habits of those close to you. If you surround yourself with people who make excuses, you start making excuses. If the people around you lack discipline, your discipline slowly disappears. And if people around you reinforce bad habits, escaping those habits becomes almost impossible. Because we naturally imitate the behavior of people around us, even when we don't realize it. So changing your environment also means changing who you spend most of your time with. This doesn't mean cutting everyone off. It means choosing intentionally the people who influence your daily life. Surround yourself with people who push you forward, who help you grow and pull you toward a higher standard. You don't need perfect people around you. Just place yourself in environments where better habits are normal. Spend time with people whose goals align with yours and who match the person you want to become. Because your habits slowly become the habits of those around you. This is a key to success. Place yourself where better behavior feels normal. And when something feels natural, it becomes a habit. And when your environment supports your growth, breaking bad habits is no longer a battle. It becomes automatic. The third way to break bad habits is to change how you see yourself. Because your habits are not just actions. They are reflections of your identity. So ask yourself, who do you believe you are? Lazy? Undisciplined? Weak-willed? Because until you change that belief, you will always struggle to change your habits. Your subconscious mind tries to keep you consistent with the person you think you are. Think about the difference between these two statements. I'm trying to quit smoking, and I'm not a smoker. The first person still sees himself as a smoker. The second person aligns his identity with the new behavior, because habits follow identity. If you see yourself as undisciplined, your choices will follow. But when you see yourself as focused and in control, your decisions begin to match that identity. So how do you change the way you see yourself? Most people think belief must change first, and behavior comes later. But it actually works the other way around. Every small positive action you take builds a new identity. Every small victory proves to your mind that you are changing. For example, when you stop endless scrolling and choose something useful instead, like reading 2 pages of a book, those small actions become proof of your new identity. And remember, the way you speak about yourself strengthens your identity. If you constantly say, I can't make good decisions, your mind will make sure you don't. So start saying, I am someone who controls bad habits. And never believe your past defines you. Your past is not your identity. At any moment, through small, consistent actions, you can rebuild who you become. The fourth way to break bad habits is to break the pattern. Every habit follows a loop your mind repeats automatically. That's why many people feel it's too late to change. But even a small action can interrupt that loop. A change in position or doing something unexpected, like drinking a glass of water, can break the pattern. Because your brain is wired for repetition. And when you interrupt that flow, you choose control instead of autopilot. For example, if you catch yourself endlessly scrolling, stand up, move to another room, and take a few deep breaths. These short conscious pauses help replace bad habits with better ones. If negative thoughts appear, interrupt them by saying something positive out loud. The faster you break the pattern, the weaker the habit becomes. You create awareness, Take back control, and over time, the habit loses power. So next time a bad habit starts, ask, how can I interrupt this loop right now? And take your power back. The fifth way to break bad habits is to create accountability. When goals stay only in your mind, it's easy to forget them or make excuses. But when you share your goal with someone else, it becomes real, because now there is social pressure and responsibility. Find someone you trust and say, I'm quitting this habit, and if I fail, hold me accountable. You can also create consequences for mistakes. For example, if you eat unhealthy food, you must walk for 20 minutes. Or if you ignore your morning alarm, you donate money to charity. When consequences exist, your brain thinks twice before repeating the habit, and measure your progress. Put a simple chart somewhere visible. Every success gets a check mark. Every failure gets an X. When progress becomes visible, you don't want to break the streak. And as consistency grows, new mental wiring becomes stronger. And don't forget to reward yourself. When discipline is combined with reward, your brain accepts change more easily. Make commitment your lifestyle. Track your progress. Stay around people who push you forward. And reward yourself for consistency. Remember, bad habits don't disappear with motivation alone. They require strategy, because habits shape your future, and if you don't control them, they will control you. So rewrite your identity, break the patterns, and stay consistent. The goal isn't perfection, the goal is progress, because your habits build your life, and no one wants to become someone they don't even like in the future.